Hi everyone, it's Arthur here at Arthur Ease Your Mind on YouTube, and look who I have today. It's Kerri.
Here
Hello,
I am.
Kerri. Hello. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I love the last time we worked together. We're going to do this often.
It was fun.
So
Yeah,
what we decided to do today is it's one thing to get all the questions, but it's another to get topics and do deep dives.
right.
So that's what we're going to do today, if that's okay with you guys. What do you
I
think?
hope so because I'm excited about it. There's a lot of really good things that I want to dig deep into just for my own self. So
Mhm. Both of us.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. And what else do you have coming up? Anything?
I just started a new membership.
Good
So
for
I'm pretty
you.
excited. This has been a long time coming because I wasn't sure if I could, it's a serious thing when you have members. You have to produce content, you have to be on top of things. And I wasn't sure if I could be committed enough, but I am now. I'm excited. You can go onto my channel, Tarot Soul Writer, and yeah, sign up. There's 3 levels, different ways to support me, and I'm excited about it.
I'll put
We
that
got
in a
some
cryon.
good members so far.
Yay. And you
Yeah.
started your August predictions, you said?
I did. I'm starting my August 2025 predictions. I've been in meditation for a couple of days, starting to get the story. It takes me a while. It's a process. Talk about deep dive. This is a deep dive for me.
Yeah.
So I try to be as detailed as possible. Yes, I have fun with it. Yes, I present it like a story, but it's for entertainment purposes only. So
Really?
forward to those.
I know. In the morning, you meditate. I just take a hit of my crack pipe, and that's it. See what I get.
I know. I told him, is that working for you still? The crack pipe?
My teeth are
For
falling out.
entertainment
That's the math.
purposes only, you too.
Entertainment. Yeah. Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile.
That's it.
So, lots of topics we're talking about tonight,
Yeah.
today. And what do you want to start with?
And that Colbert thing.
Yeah, let's look into
So,
that. Stephen Colbert announcing that his show is going off the air in 2026,
yeah.
which I find fascinating because, the Trump administration just sued Paramount, parent company of CBS, I believe, and they're trying to sell Paramount to another company now.
Right.
And so it's like, is this all doing due diligence and making somebody happy so the FCC, everything will get through,
Right.
you know?
It's not passing the smell test to me, but we'll see, what my
I
cards
mean,
say.
I just know that Lucille Ball would be, rolling in a grave right now
Yeah.
because she used to own Paramount.
Yeah.
And does he, Lou?
Yeah. It's funny. I just got rid of Paramount Plus personally. Like I
Mhm.
had just done that, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe. Just because, and I have been like I'm a closet Big Brother fan. I'm not gonna lie. It is my secret shame. Some people like Love Island or something like that. For me, it was Big Brother. I used to watch it with my son right from the very beginning. And so I used to do the live streams and stuff. And then, of course, Paramount took over, there was a whole thing with the CBS online and such. Just got rid of it. Don't know why. I just felt like I don't want to be part of this anymore. And now this is happening. So I feel like I was picking up on some icky stuff
And the
with,
whole thing with 60 Minutes and the
yeah,
executive producer leaving saying he can't control the content anymore. Yeah,
yeah,
it's nuts. But
yeah.
which deck are you going to use?
I am going to use my Gilded
Right.
Tarot Royale. And I'm just gonna, how should I phrase the question? Um, was he fired?
Was Colbert's show canceled due to ratings or politics?
All right.
Because even though I don't use cards much, when I did look at it, I kept forgetting it's all about money. It's not about ratings, and it's about politics.
Yeah. I'm getting I'm getting more than money. I'm getting power
Hmm.
specifically. Let me see if I can get some clarifiers on this. This is where I go slow. I'm sorry. See, Arthur got all the answers already, and I'm like,
Not necessarily.
wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but this way it's fresh.
Yeah, it is fresh. I have not read on this at all. Okay.
And just for giggles, S and giggles, I pulled one of the what I call the creepy kid cards, British
Hmm.
deck. Disillusion in yeah. Oh my God, you got the same card.
Got the same card.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty crazy. Yep, it's in the story here. So I am thinking it's politics. I do get my magician card here that someone who is manipulating things behind the scenes to make this happen. And they're saying, yes. Could I ask for a clarify? Yes, someone is manipulating things behind the scenes. This was Colbert, like you would think he would have seen this coming, but I'm actually getting a surprise attack, a bad luck kind of thing. Like he didn't really see it coming. Like he knows he's on the edge. Like he knows this is a serious thing when he does his comedy and so forth, but he didn't expect this to happen the way it did. All right.
Right.
So this is he's like, whoa. He really felt like well, you got the distraction or illusion and this idea of producing anxiety and not having the power. Um, I think this is all about some of the things that we were talking about that are going on in the government right now. Well, we'll do this and we'll do this. And what was it like? Did they do the Coke? He says something about Coca-Cola, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to use cane sugar now. And oh, everyone on social media is like, oh, okay, we won't look at Mr. Epps' files now. Like there's something about this. Like we're just going to keep doing stuff. So people are like turning their heads. That's kind of what I'm getting here. But yeah, compromise. They're compromised. They tried to cause harm. I guess the good news is there's a slow recovery here for Colbert. So he's going to bounce out of this, is kind of what I'm
Would you
getting.
say
So
there's a slow recovery for him?
a slow recovery, meaning, yes, the show is gone. But so by slow recovery, I don't think it's like, oh, I can go somewhere else and be successful immediately. There's like this gap, I guess. So I guess he's regrouping and then he's back on the up. So there is a continuing future, I guess, for his
I get the feeling almost
step.
like, John Stewart stepped away and then came back.
And then yeah, it's just like that. It's like there's a gap and then boop, here I am. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I hope he writes a memoir about him and Stephen Sondheim. They were good friends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I also feel that, like I said earlier, a lot of it has to do, and we talk about politics, but also industry politics.
Oh, so there's another layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I feel he'll land back on his feet, you know,
That's what I'm getting to.
and I think he'll be more, it's not until 2026. A lot can happen between now and then.
Right,
I
right.
feel even though the show may be canceled, he's not canceled.
Exactly. And I think that's when you had said industry politics as well, because I feel like there is
Mhm.
something behind the scenes. I
Mhm.
think there is pressure there, political pressure from the government. But it makes sense that that's why he was surprised, because I get him feeling like I didn't expect things to go down this way. So it must be about CBS or the network itself.
Well, like I said, they're trying to sell Paramount,
Yeah,
so
interesting.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I wish him the best, though. He's very talented. It's not like he just came onto he's been around for over 20 years, so it's not like he just showed up.
He is. I think that in Blue Sky, they just posted of the late night hosts, he is the most viewed or most popular.
Hmm.
So this isn't really about his ratings or money in that way. Um, it's not about that because he's
But
actually
al-
quite popular.
but also when Trump sent out that he was gleeful, basically that he got fired, and then he said Jimmy Kimmel's next. It's like, what?
Right. And he's number two. Jimmy Kimmel is number
So
two
it's
most
showing
watched.
that if you say, oh, it has nothing to do with politics, then why is Trump, tipping the scales?
Exactly. Yep. Because he's on the quote unquote enemies list. People who say things about him and, you know, bruises his ego.
Just like his hand.
That's so gross too. God bless the people who went with the camera. I was like, me,
Oh
got to
yeah.
see that. Or the
So
ankles, me.
I know. So let's go into a deep dive about the Orange Crush's heart situation. See,
Yeah,
why I'm so surprised about the whole thing is you have to have a heart for all this to happen.
Was it you that said he's like the Tin Man, the
Oh,
Scarecrow?
he's
Like he's
all
all the things.
he's,
The
yeah.
lion,
He has no heart, has no brain, and has no
no
courage.
courage.
And
And maybe
no
at
is
some
the
point we're all going to say, "Ding dong, the witch is dead" as well. So I'm
but that would be
sorry,
Stephen Miller.
entertainment purposes only.
Well, actually, when they sang "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead," that was about the Witch of the East.
That's right, the Wicked Witch of the East.
I always
I
felt that. I'm sorry. I always felt the Wizard of Oz was like the greatest chick flick ever about two women fighting over shoes, going to kill each other over a pair of shoes.
I know. There you go.
So,
Yeah, it's funny.
but but his but the thing is, this has been going on. We've been saying
Yeah,
for well, I said 2 years ago you have to be alive to be a president, but
yeah,
I've always felt that as we get to the end of July into August, things are going to get more into the public eye. You
yeah.
can't like when he's walking around with his ankles swelling over his feet, I mean over his shoes,
Hmm.
pictures can't lie like that.
Right, right.
And before they had pictures of his hand where it looked like you could tell there was like an IV or something in there, all black and blue. Now they have
Right.
makeup on it.
And bad makeup.
Well, it didn't match his face. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was going to say in my July predictions, the guides ended with showing me all this health stuff coming out, which just happened. So I feel going forward, that's one of the things I want to double check is, yeah, I'm getting it worse. It might be an excuse for him to leave, but it might not be the only excuse. That's the thing. It's so weird because every time I never get a direct answer. It's always like this could take him out, or this could take him out, or this could take him out. It's like all
Well,
these
I always
different,
feel it like layers,
yeah.
like things, pile up.
Yeah, and this could potentially be the thing. There's a lot of energy behind his health issues. Um, so how should we ask the question about his health? Like kind of what's coming up for him, or is because I'm pretty sure this is his heart.
He's not going to be there for 4 years as president.
I totally get that as
Entertainment
well.
purposes only, but that's what I've always picked up
Yeah.
from the guides. And is he going to be around? Okay. As you know, I use the Lenormand on deck now and then.
Hmm.
Tree upside down, no. Family issues, which is health.
The tree is health. Yep.
And little girl upside down, inner child, no. So using Lenormand, I feel, I like I said, I don't feel he's going to be here after 2026.
Yeah.
Whether that's on this plane or another plane, but I feel he'll be definitely going into a facility.
I am I don't know if this is transfusions or just showing me circulation, but I get this with the
Mm.
Ace of Cups. There's something here with the blood when I get that card. It's
Mhm.
funny that it's overflowing. It's that like they're trying to get things moving, I guess. There are some sort of
Flush it.
limitations. Flush it. That's a good way to, because I feel like it's like a lot. Like we got to get things moving. and they're trying to hide this. There's a lot of secrets here. Um, I mean, this is not looking good. Here we have the Emperor reversed. For me, in reversal, this card can be both like being a dictator, like over the top, but it could also be a weak man. Like it can be, it depends on the context. I feel like this is more of weakening his power. Like his health is weakening his power. He's reverting back to an elder man that he is. I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. Here's my illness card, too, the Five of Pentacles.
Mhm.
And it ends with death reversed. Just full disclosure, I don't usually read physical death, and I know that the death card for me is usually about transformation. But it is when I get death reversed and Four of Swords, those are two cards that sometimes I can actually say could symbolize like a physical end. So the physical end is here after he's weakened and there's an illness and then possibly death
Well,
for
definitely
entertainment
end of a
purposes only.
career.
Yeah, and it could be the end of the career, end of his power.
Yeah.
I just don't feel he's got long.
Mm-mm. Well, I don't feel he's going to be in the White House much longer.
I don't get it either.
And I'll be surprised if he's here after the third quarter of 2026.
Yeah.
Entertainment purposes only.
At the very least, I don't feel if he's here in physical form, that illness card made me feel like this could be drawn out a little bit, but it's not like he's in the White House. He's in a facility or he's
Mhm.
in that kind of thing. Because it's funny, kind of like I get weak, which is step he's in now. Then there's illness. There's going to be something a little prolonged here, and then the end.
Maybe we can get the producers of Big Brother and do a reality show and get CBS to do it at
That's
2:50.
it. We'll do Big Brother. We'll have cameras all over the White House, and we'll see what happens.
Big Orange, the decline.
All right.
But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Now, everything also these days, it's like we're not going to talk about that means don't talk about it, that means everyone's going to talk about it. It's like don't think of a green car. You just thought of a green car. Don't
Right.
think about Epstein. There are no
Right.
files.
He won't shut up about it.
No.
They must be freaking out because he's making it worse and worse. And I found that that letter leak
Oh
was
yeah,
very interesting. That the birthday letter, I guess we can call it,
for Epstein, yeah.
for Epstein. Yeah.
And now
So,
he's saying if the letter was there, it should have been released by now. Or at least JD Vance is saying it should be released, and Trump is like, no, don't release it. It's just back and forth. And
yeah,
it's just there's look, where there's smoke, there's fire.
right. And I feel like those leaks that's the power struggle. They're breaking apart. They're different factions. They had a common goal to get in to do some things, but now their agendas are not matching up. And
Hmm.
I feel like there are definitely people who have access to this stuff. It's like a message, like, I could do more. I could send out some more. You want to test the waters? Because I could release something else. Very interesting.
And then Elon Musk getting his little fingers involved with it.
Yeah.
I think he's just not letting it go because he's just, you know, they're having a food fight basically in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Ego meets ego.
Exactly.
Narcissist meets narcissist.
And
Yeah.
Ego was his name.
Oh.
But also the whole thing with the Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't see her being pardoned.
Yeah. Can I check on that?
Yeah, because if she were
I don't
pardoned,
think I've ever asked.
because if she were pardoned and Congress were to ask her questions, she can't take the fifth.
That's right. Take a look.
And I know she's very, her head's very attached to her body. So, but I don't see her as like some innocent victim in all of this, though.
I don't even know how. I got to ask for a clarifier. This is ending with some interesting cards about endings and new beginnings. Um,
New beginnings on an astral plane, maybe?
that's, I hope. See, I feel like that would make it worse. I mean, call me crazy, but
Well, if
uh,
she ended up like the thing is though, whatever with all this there's a movie by Larry Gephardt, which was my favorite titles. It's called Weapons of Mass Distraction.
weapons of mass distraction.
Yeah. So that's what all this is.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going to bring out stuff about Paramount. Don't look at Epstein. Oh, it's all about Obama.
yeah.
There are files. No, there aren't files. Oh, yeah, Obama wrote them. It's like, but it was
Yeah.
your
Well, it also
administration.
that it's crazy. Like when you try to put it logically to MAGA, it's like, okay, he originally said to you that this was going to help you to see all the Dems that were on the list. But now you're saying Obama wrote them. So Obama wrote them so that we could get to this point where he would be exposing people in his own party. Like, make it make sense, MAGA. Make it make sense.
They
Like
just
it's like,
wanted they wanted to go after Clinton and Bill, and
yeah,
Soros and then somebody was saying we have to go after the Satanists eating children,
yeah, because of that whole Pizzagate thing.
which whatever.
Crazy. Because like with her, like I'm getting the death card again and the world, which is two cards that mean ending and completion. Like
Hmm.
something's ending and completion. And they're working on the Eight of Pentacles, some sort of a new beginning, a new cycle here. I mean, I'm specifically asking about a pardon. So does that mean they're considering it? Someone's looking, she's doing a lot of self-reflection work, like kind of like what's best for me. It almost feels like she has um how do I want to say a little bit of power. I got the cauldron and the poet.
Mm.
So she's cooking up something. She's involved here. She has more power than maybe
Also,
we think. The writing, she can speak.
and I get the woman upside down,
Okay.
which is to me is a no card.
Right.
The woman's upside down. So is she gonna get pardoned? No.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm seeing. Well, there's a lot of changes though, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
This is where
Maybe
being a psychic, things like this are fluid. It's like, is it an odd or even day? I'll give you a different prediction.
I keep going back to that endings and new beginnings.
Yeah.
This could be, to me, a pardon. I mean, you're right. Like a pardon, if they pardon her, it's not going to lead to a new beginning.
Hmm.
Not for her. It's, um, I don't know what this is.
Unless the
She's
new
cooking
beginning,
something up. She's making
unless
a plan.
unless the new beginning for how they're approaching the Maxwell. I mean, not yeah, about her and the files.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
it has to
that's
be. I
it.
mean, if he was prosecuted, if Epstein was prosecuted and went to jail, there has to be something. And the
Yeah.
fact that they just got rid of Maureen Comey, the
Oh,
prosecutor for Epstein and Maxwell, and it's not
right,
like she's not good at what she does. She just was involved with the Diddy trial.
right.
But the fact that she's Comey's daughter,
Did you want to look at her too? Because I remember that
yeah,
was
I
one of
was
the,
thinking about, but I'm just saying, I feel she's got some options in front of her, but she's going to keep her law license. She's not going to, she can't talk about things. I feel there's going to be some type of investigation with her.
yeah. This is kind of going along. You see an investigation and it's ending with secrets, things that have to be unearthed.
Mhm.
So that's probably part of what you're seeing. Um, I do get this King of Cups, which for me is about emotional manipulation, which I find very interesting. There is definitely some coercing, manipulating, but it might not be her emotions. Maybe it's like the public's emotions.
I feel it's more public.
Yeah, like the public, let's,
But I mean, she finally like put out a statement just saying she was basically unceremoniously, let go with no reason.
yeah. So this is another one of those distractions. She's got the same card as Colbert,
Mm.
that slow recovery. Like I might not be okay right away, but like There's like a gap, and then we're fine. And success at the end, Six of Wands for
And it's that
her.
that best-selling book on the New York Times list.
That's it. You can write the book, you tell the whole story.
Well, you
Six,
can't tell all the story because of, being a lawyer and knowing stuff that she can't really release.
right.
But I feel there's going to be some stuff that maybe the grand jury didn't have
Hmm.
that she still knows about that she could talk about. But she
Yeah.
was she was fired illegally. So,
Yeah.
but think Pam Bondi had anything to do with it?
What?
Pam
No,
who?
of course not. I think she's going to be okay though, like
No,
in the end.
I guess she's
Yeah.
gonna be all right. She's gonna be better off than Ghislaine Maxwell, I can tell you that.
Yeah. That there's just something weird about those cards, just like something really ending, and then all it's almost like a whole new. They wouldn't put her in like witness protection or some weird thing. Like I don't know, it's like completely like new, unless it's new new. I don't know. Like
Or deport her and she can't come back to the States and
that's it, deport, you're
like bad
done.
water.
It's like I'll be interested to see how that comes out. But yeah, and she's trying to cook something up. She's trying to make a plan.
No, I mean, she's basically threatening, I'll tell if you don't,
I'll tell that poet.
I'll tell. But the thing
I'll
is, wouldn't
tell.
that be also could be considered like blackmail and against the law to get a pardon?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I just don't, growing up as a kid, I just remember not really knowing too much about politics. I'd hear about it, but here. And this to me is just like something has never been on the history books. This has never been seen before, any of this stuff.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no. I
And
mean, I've always been kind of aware, and I'm just shocked every day. You know what I'm most shocked about just with all of this is the reaction of the American people. And I've seen this beginning in the early 2000s when I was a teacher. I always tell this story that where we were reading some American literature and founding fathers stuff, and the question, "What would you die for?" And the kids were just like, "I want to die for anything." And I'd be like, "What do you mean? Like, what about if it was your freedom and they took your family and you couldn't speak and you couldn't do anything but work in this factory?" Like, I try to give them all these scenarios. And they'd be like, "Well, it's better than, go to prison or dying or this or that. So I'll just do what they say and it'll be okay." And I was so shocked. I was so shocked. And I was starting to see this weird turn. It was like around like the 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. And then, it just kind of, and then the reaction where people just kind of roll over and just be like, "Yeah, it's all right."
it doesn't
They're
affect me.
not doing that now, but
It doesn't affect me.
it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
They'll be okay. It's
I
it's
mean,
the
this
other people.
this is where it freaks me out when I actually took out Animal Farm not too long ago and reread.
Oh, one of my favorites.
And I don't think they teach that anymore. And
We
Fahrenheit
used to teach it.
451
Yeah.
and Brave New World.
Yeah. But
Have you had your soma today? That kind of stuff. But the Animal Farm where, the pigs take over and make everybody work extra harder, saying, this is good for you. You enjoy working and making less money, right? Don't you?
yeah.
It's like what they're doing right now.
Yeah. And that was all based on the whole communism thing that was
Yeah.
happening. I will say, as a former English teacher that finally pieced out in 2018, at least in the state of Massachusetts, which has an excellent education system, all of those books were being taught. All of them. At least I was teaching them.
Yeah.
So they were in our book room. They were part of the curriculum.
And in
So
Florida, it's like the one that always got me was, oh, it was just a misunderstanding with Rosa Parks. Just a misunderstanding.
misunderstanding. No,
And then they took the book off the shelves.
I can't even with that. I mean, even on the AP list, you always had things like Handmaid's Tale and so forth. And yeah, if parents had problems with it, you gave them alternatives. It was never really a big to do. Now it's
Well, the thing is also though with the way especially in Florida, the way it's structured, if one parent complains about something, they remove it.
I
And it's
know.
like the same nut jobs
Right.
complaining.
Whereas we would sometimes get the nut jobs, and then they'd have a meeting with the department chair, and the department chair would be like, okay, we understand. So we're going to give three other books that have similar themes. And if you want to read them and look them over and see if they're appropriate, then your child will do that one.
Hmm.
And of
Here's the life
course,
of here's the life of Alex Jones you may want to look at. Hmm.
see, now that's the thing. What the problem is, they don't read. They don't read. They don't even know what's in the books. They don't even know what alternatives to give their
They just
children.
hear the buzzwords. They just,
Yeah,
you know, you know, catching their eye. Are they still teaching that?
they were, I taught it. It was part of my regular rotation in American literature. Kids, they either loved it or hated it because it's very dated now. People like, what was shocking to you when you went to school because it had the F word, which,
Or unlawful cardinal knowledge.
yeah, yeah. And that, yeah, the sexual abuse. But the thing is, now kids were like, some kids thought it was boring. And then there are others who would be like, this is amazing. It's one of the most amazing books I've ever read. It was like hit or miss. It was a very,
I
like
remember
that.
Jonathan
That,
Livingston Seagull was like
oh,
one of
yeah,
the books where
yeah,
like, an individual leaves the pack and goes on his own.
that's right.
And it goes like almost to the as far as the Fountainhead, where it's
Yeah.
individualism versus the collective.
Hmm.
Same thing with Atlas Shrugged,
Yeah. Atlas Shrugged. Yeah. Now, those books have always been on reading lists when I was teaching, but they were never really part of the curriculum
Mhm.
curriculum. They were always like extra reading, like throw this book at a kid, throw this book at the kid if they had that interest.
So I
I
just
don't
want to know
even
what
know what
happens
they
with
do now.
Spot. Is he running?
Oh, I
And
know.
some of these, I swear some of these parents, they don't read, but it's like, here's some crayons and a book for your kid. Be happy.
I know. And the thing is, though, just because a book is controversial, it doesn't mean I wish the parents would come in sometimes and like be part of our reading circle. I used to make it so the kids ran their own discussions
Mm.
and they would come up with their own questions and they would have student facilitated discussions and they were fascinating. And if only the parents could have seen their kids to talk about the controversial things and we used to talk about, we read Huckleberry Finn and talked about all the things they want to ban it for. We put it in its historical context. We talked about the word and, what people of color felt about it. And kids have a lot to say. They know what's up and they're not afraid to talk about things. We underestimate our children, especially our teenagers, all the time.
But this whole idea of getting rid of the DEI stuff
Yeah.
is making sense. I mean, next thing you know, they're going to be, they tried to ban To Kill a Mockingbird. They tried to ban,
I
Raising
know.
the Sun, and you know,
Again, two books that I used to teach all the time, a book and a play, but
mhm.
um, all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know. What's left to teach? That's what I want to know. You've banned all of this great literature. I just
Johnny, the NASCAR racer.
that's what's left. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's why kids are going to video games these days.
I know. There's more excitement. Oh,
What do you think? We were speaking about Rosa Parks and the Florida school board and all that stuff.
yeah.
Think about all this crap with what Alligator Alcatraz?
Oh, I know. I have not, first of all, it's horrifying to me. So let's just get that out. So it's been very hard energetically just for me to even go there. But I would love to do a read right now to kind of see
Go for it.
what its end is.
I think its end is called a hurricane.
That's what I was thinking
There's
too.
only one road in and out,
It's
and
it's not going to make it. Like just that's not the psychic me. That's just the logical. Let's just follow this logically. A hurricane's going to hit. Hurricanes hit there every year. It's not going to make it. It's I don't even know what they're
and
thinking.
$450 million.
Yeah.
And all of the money came from FEMA.
Yep.
And DeSantis didn't even, they didn't even tell what they were doing. They just did it. And all of his cronies are the ones that made the money for building the place or
I know.
putting,
Or putting it up. Like it's,
yeah, it's not really building. It's
yeah.
just, I think a Lego structure would be stronger than what they have.
It's going out to the ocean. Look at him, look. There he is. Bye. Just like I just have this feel like there it goes. I'm looking. Oh man.
And they're
Yeah.
spending $250 a night a bed.
Yeah. The lack of balance here. Legal issues, red tape too, is part of this. Yeah. Like the first is more like that manipulate the darker manipulation, the darker agenda. And this delays here. It's, I'm going to take this as a good thing. The delays are their darkest,
Mhm.
like dreams for this place. Let's put it that way. There are some sick people as part. Maybe this is who's the Miller guy?
Steve
I'm
Allen.
losing- yeah, maybe it's like that kind of person who'd be like, yeah, and this is what the ultimate end could be. We could get rid of all of these people, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And even
But
when
it's
Trump would talk
delayed.
about, oh, we cool to watch these guys try and run the alligator, outrun the alligator, and then they got the pythons, and it's like,
Yeah, it's just like all that crazy. But that stuff isn't gonna, it's not a go. Like,
no.
and that's when you see it leaving with the ocean. And this is red tape too. So there could be a lot of legal issues that before this kind of goes off into the storm, there's a lot of red tape here to like prevent it from really going full throttle or expanding is kind of what I'm feeling. Are you getting something similar?
Yeah. Well, also the fact that, they said it was built for the worst of the worst, but there's people when the Republicans went in to a sanitized area, they said, oh, it's great. I mean, I want my family coming down here, they got this great space for for everybody to work outside and exercise. And then when Debbie Wasser Schultz and Maxwell Frost went through, it's like guys were screaming, I'm an American citizen.
Yeah.
And there's worms in the food. We have to drink the water out of the toilet. It's like, you
People are
know,
going to get sick, and I don't think everyone's going to make it.
mm. And like they're saying, they're not the worst of the worst. One guy was self-deporting and they picked him up.
I just saw a story too that there was a 15-year-old sent. I don't know if it's true, so I
Hmm.
don't know if this is hearsay, but I just saw that on social media that they just found a 15-year-old when the children were not supposed to be sent there. Um,
Hmm.
so there, I mean, it's lies. It's a concentration camp. We have concentration camps now in America.
Alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah,
It's
that's
sad. It's sick. It's gross that in
bad. It's
2025 we have, and then actually though, it was the Archbishop of Miami that's really going after the Satan right now.
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's writing about how
Okay.
this is a concentration camp. This is not about humanity, and going on and on. And DeSantis claims to be such a good Catholic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, oh my God, that's so funny. That's wow. I know. It's sick. And I was just kind of as we're talking, I'm kind of seeing like I do feel a hurricane's going to take this infrastructure down. But I get this thing like the people who work there, they know the storm's coming and they're like, we're going to evacuate. And some of the people they're evacuating, and I feel like I don't know if this is about time or will. Like, I'm just not gonna go back to get these people, but there are some people who are left behind. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
And
So I don't know. Yeah,
it's kind of like during Katrina, some of the prisoners were left behind,
we're left behind. It's kind of like, well, we made an attempt and maybe they'll get some out, but they just don't go back or
half-assed.
half-assed, and there are some people who are going to be left behind to fend for themselves.
Yeah. And like they were saying, there's only one road in and out.
Yeah, right. So you're not going to be able to rescue them, even if
Well,
there were survivors. I don't know. Maybe that's what the Americans need to see with their own eyes. Like, look what
but
you've done.
unfortunately, there's a level, I hate to say it like this, but there is a part of our population, maybe a small percentage, but they're downright cruel and mean, and they get off
Yeah,
on this.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
just like we're gonna go, what I'm gonna call ice ice baby.
Yeah.
Just like the ice people that are just going in and like here in Los Angeles, they had the raids up in Camarillo at a cannabis farm. And this
Mhm.
one guy is 25 years old, American born, native, and Vietnam, I mean, not Vietnam, but he's a veteran, disabled veteran. And he was working as a security guard there. When driving up, saw what was going on, he's trying to back out. They broke the windows of his truck, tear gassed him, pulled him out, and arrested him. And he was detained for 3 days. They wouldn't let him shower. They wouldn't let him do anything. They were all like standing in a room. They couldn't even sit. There were so many people in the room they couldn't sit. And they not tell him why.
Wow.
That he had to sign a paper, and then they released him 3 days later. But during that time, his sister, his wife did not know where he was. And they're just saying, well, it is what it is. They're not even commenting on it. Like, oh, well, he's going to
Wow.
sue. He's going to win.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I I just see this is the stuff that
And
keeps
there's
me up.
and there's another guy who, a professor of some sort, that they arrested him for throwing a gas canister back at the ICE people.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is, it got stuck under somebody's wheelchair, and he was trying to dislodge it. He's on a $150,000 bail.
Wow. That's crazy.
And he's an American citizen. So the thing is, though, they're just in Los Angeles. I mean, there was a judge that said you can't, ICE has to stop this. They can't, just pick up people indiscriminately, just by the color of their skin.
Hmm.
You know, it's just so I feel the fact that they gave ICE such a huge budget, it's more,
That's what
it's
I'm
making more
scared.
than Marines.
I
But
know.
also the fact that Steve Miller owns one of the companies that hires the people for ICE.
There you go. Let me see what's coming up for
And these
ice.
guys are, like I said, there was one guy who was like talking about the ICE person who was trying to talk to him, and he kept on pulling his sleeve down because he was trying to hide all the Nazi tattoos and everything that he had.
Oh yeah. These guys are, if they want to talk about the worst of the worst, it's it's the people that I don't even want, they don't even have uniforms.
Well, I mean, this one woman said what they're wearing you can get off of Etsy for $45.
Yeah. I mean, which I think is by design. I
I think they
mean,
should just give them each a white hood, let's
it makes them seem scarier. It makes them, I think
and
that,
they don't talk. They don't talk.
yeah, exactly, which is part of I think the whole thing they're going for. Um, you know, kind of gets worse before it gets better. Are you getting that? Because I'm getting, um, maybe that's the budget or
But they're
see,
also going after, I mean, not only here in Los Angeles, but also Martha's Vineyard. They're
yeah.
going after people because it's a Democratic area.
You know, the funny thing is, can I just say, as someone who
Yeah.
I frequent Martha's Vineyard, I mean, I lived in Massachusetts most of my life. It's a little tourist island off the coast of Cape Cod. Just for anyone out there who are like, oh, Martha's Vineyard, hardly anyone lives on Martha's Vineyard. Okay, so let's just say, like, on a yearly basis, there are some permanent residents, but not many. The island is flooded with tourists in the summer. And yes, some of the rich and powerful will vacation there, which I think, gets his name. But it's if you have immigrants, they might be working there in the shops, possibly or whatever. But I wouldn't call Martha's Vineyard a mecca for immigration.
Hmm.
It's more of this like, oh, I'm going to teach. And it's so silly. Like, what are you going to do on Martha's Vineyard? Most of the people who are there are just visiting. Like,
Or if they're, or if they're illegals, what you're gonna, you know,
you'll get more illegals on the mainland. Like seriously, like than you will in Martha's Vineyard. It's not cheap to visit Martha's Vineyard.
no,
If you vacation there. So even if you're there, it's not like your average vacation spot for your basic illegal alien.
I
Like
know. And
it's
I'm also feeling something coming up in Texas
oh,
where they're gonna
that makes
go. Now, it was funny because a couple weeks ago I did say I felt things happening in Texas, and then somebody wrote me, "How come you didn't read anything about the floods?" I'm like, "Well, I said something was coming up in Texas, But the thing is, I do feel that there's something more with ICE and the National Guard, and unfortunately, like Los Angeles, there was somebody that was fell down 30 feet and died, and he was so scared and paralyzed, he just fell. And I just feel there's going to be some people that may
yeah,
succumb to some things, and that's going to get people's attention.
because I get explosive situation with ICE and the Queen of Swords, something with the law,
Mhm.
having to uphold the law. But I'm kind of feeling too like politicians and government, you got this Page of Pentacles. They still have plans. Like this is why I feel like as long as they're holding power here, they have like a higher idea or like vision that they're upholding.
Well, it's not like a higher calling.
It's not a higher calling. It's more like their higher. What are the words I'm looking for? Like their big picture vision.
Grandeur.
Yeah, exactly. But like, there's a lot of fight here for the innocent,
Hmm.
the truth. A fight. I love this particular deck with the knight. It's hard to see, but you got a American
Hmm.
Eagle there in the background, so it feels very like America's going to be fighting for justice here. Um, this is going to go a little ways, like a little while. It doesn't just end. It takes a little bit of time here, is what I'm getting. Maybe this Texas situation you're picking up, maybe that's one of those explosive situations that are going to
Get
kind of get people's
attention.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they need. See, the problem is there's so you got all that's going on in LA, but then you might have another state that's not experiencing it to that level. So there are different priorities maybe in that state because maybe they're struggling more with the Medicaid thing, or like every state is experiencing a horror in a different way.
Hmm.
We just discussed Florida. Well, you got a focus on this concentration camp and you got book banning and you got like all that kind of stuff. But maybe in Texas or LA, you're having raids at a different degree than other states are. So
Well,
it's
the whole
hard to
thing
get
also,
everyone together.
you know, is also when Musk started talking about Epstein, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to go after LA. It's like, they made it sound like it was Dresden, like everything was on fire and everything, and it was only a 4 block radius. They had to call it the national 2000 National Guards, which they have now left, and the Marines. Like I
Right.
said, if I had lots of money, I'd be getting taco trucks to feed the Marines.
I know. I know. People have been doing that too, sending them pizzas. And
Yeah.
I just read an article about how they're bored. Most of them are just bored at the National
I
Guard.
did like I there was some tow truck companies in Los Angeles apparently that as soon as ICE would like get out of their trucks, they were towing them because this is legally parked.
I did see that. I did see that. That is awesome. I love
That was
it.
brilliant.
That was
And also in
awesome.
San Diego, the Pope wrote the guy who elevated to be a bishop and said get 16 clergy to go down the courthouses, and they did, and they were terrified of the ICE was like terrified of the clergy.
I've seen that in towns, like on TikToks, where like in a smaller town, they're all like, get out, with their phones, get out. We don't want you here. And they're like literally like pushing them out of town and they're going backing up with their truck like
It
this.
makes me want to get an old Nehru jacket, you know?
Yeah.
But no, the whole thing with the ICE is just the thing is we're going to be hearing more and more when we get to August and September.
Yeah. I feel like it hasn't come to a crescendo yet.
No.
It hasn't. Whereas there are other things we've talked about where I feel like it's reaching its peak energy, but I feel like ice still has a way to go before we've reached some sort of saturation
Like
level.
that's
Horror.
it's like we can't take it anymore.
We can't take it anymore. And I think that's the moment where maybe that's when they do get bigger, when they, because it's when that everybody is ex having a collective experience where now it's just pockets. I think that's the problem.
Now
We
it's
need
going to be we're all going
collective.
to go like putting our heads out in like a network.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. I've had enough.
Had enough. Yep. I can't wait to that moment when we've
And
had
I feel
enough.
that there will be some, lawsuits. Who are these people? Where did they come from?
Come
How did
from?
they get paid? There has to be a money trail of how they got paid.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. I think that's that Queen of Swords. To me, she was like Lady Justice. Yeah.
Or like with
So
Michael's sword just just cutting the ties. That's enough.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Ice. I I think the most depressing part for me is just knowing that we're at the end, but it's and we just want it to be over. Like we could feel it, we could taste it. It's like here we are, but yet
I'm near the end of the book and
please.
I have five more chapters.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to go through the 5 chapters, right? Like you have to, and there's so much. It's not like all of these things can be contained in 1 minute. So maybe that's why it's like, okay, this will be taken care of, but then it might take a little longer for this. It's like I got to get this fire.
And,
It's going
and
to
it,
take
it's
some
and at the same
time.
time we're all in overwhelm.
Yeah,
And this is where I tell everybody, don't get caught up in the weapons of mass distraction with everything.
I love that.
There's a
That's the distraction.
as I tell everyone, you know what? This is called the Chicken Little moment. The sky is not falling. It's
No,
only an acorn, but they're trying to make us feel like the sky is falling.
that's right.
Like that movie, Don't Look Up, you know?
I love that movie. Such a good film. Yes. Don't
Like
look.
Don't Look Up. Oh yeah, the Epstein files were started by Obama. What are you talking about?
I just referenced that film in one of my last prediction video. That scene, the very ending scene when they're all at dinner right before the meteorite or whatever, and they're just like, "We really had it good, didn't we? We really had it good."
It's
And
like the
then,
end of Doctor Strangelove.
yeah, like the end of Doctor Strangelove, very similar.
When he's
Yes.
riding the bomb down.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even make that connection before, but very similar.
And then, well, all the bombs going off, and then I'll be seeing you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we can laugh, but it's not really, if we don't laugh, we're gonna cry.
The only way I can stay sane, and maybe this is why I do my content the way I do it, is because if I make everything a story, like we're all going to read Catcher in the Rye today, like all the books that we talked about, all the books I taught, all the films I see. If I can create this, like it's just another story. All the world's a stage, right? And
That I
then
have always used that quote, all the world's
all
a
the
stage.
world's a stage. Yeah. And we're merely players, and that's it. And if I can step back and see this play out, like maybe I'll see this play out on the other side and have a different perspective. That's what I'm trying to bring here because it's the only way I can stay
Yeah.
sane, to have that detachment. Yeah.
Have the detachment, but still be connected to it.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we have no choice, I guess, but to
No.
if we're living it, we're connected in some way, right? I
But we're not
mean,
living in little bubbles either,
right,
like some people.
right.
It's like, oh, it doesn't affect me. I don't care.
All right. Can I give you an example of one that I
Yes.
saw on TikTok with that? There was this woman who I guess was involved with the floods in Texas, and she was on camera, and she was in a small town, and she was crying and histrionics and like, why don't you see us? Why isn't anyone paying attention to us? We're human beings, have some compassion. And so she touched some heartstrings, and this woman who does a lot of news commentary on YouTube, she got the video and she showed it, and then everyone said, wait a minute, that's that woman who was on TikTok just a while back, being all that and a cup of tea about buying merchandise for Alligator Auschwitz. So they rolled the tape. The same woman who just moments before the flood was saying, "I'll buy that stuff if I want to," and who are you to? And it's fine. They deserve to be there, and all of this other stuff. Lack of compassion, lack of seeing them as human beings, and yet nearly seconds before. I mean, after she's crying through her own experience to have everyone see her as a human,
Mm.
and the disconnect is amazing.
Aren't those called alligator tears?
Alligator tears,
Well, crocodile, but alligator sounds good too.
alligator tears in this case. But it's crazy how are you not seeing this?
Yeah.
How are you not seeing your hypocrisy in this moment?
Because
It's
they don't realize it.
they don't because they don't see those other people as human, which is very interesting. But yet, when it happens to you, it's all about you and your experience. Then why aren't you seeing me in my moment of misery?
Well, it's just like all the farmers in Nebraska,
Yeah.
when they got rid of they their crops are failing. And
Yep.
then for people like Dr. Oz to say, well, if they can work, they can go in the fields. Prove that they're worthy of Medicaid.
Proof that
Uh,
they're
he's autistic in a wheelchair, and you're gonna make him work in a field?
right. Or a grandma is in a nursing home. She's 93. She's, wheelchair is probably the best she'll get on a day in the sunshine. And what, she's going to go out to the fields?
And pick strawberries? I don't think so.
No. And I'm tired of people saying collecting Medicaid, like people are in their living room collecting
Well,
millions.
what about
Like
the people that work at Walmart when they apply for the job? They give them how to apply for Medicaid?
Medicaid and food stamps, right?
Yeah,
SNAP.
yeah, because they don't
Yeah.
pay them enough. They
They
only work
don't pay them enough.
and only
Yeah,
pay them, work them part time, so they have benefits.
right. And that's another thing. These people say, well, if they can get a job, then they can get health insurance. No.
No,
Because what companies do, and this is why people are working multiple jobs, is they'll be like, well, like I think around here it might be you have to work at least 20 something hours or something to get full-time benefits. So they're going to cut
18
you. Is it 18?
or something like. I'm just saying, they're gonna just so you're.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll give it to you just on the edge. And they'll be like, I don't have to pay you benefits. And that's why everyone's crying. I can't get full-time employment with benefits because they're not going to pay you. They're not going to pay it for you. It's too much money. So we'll just hire a bunch of people, like you said, 18, 19 hours, and that's it. So now I have three part-time jobs, no benefits. This is the way it's been for years. This isn't just happened. This has been going on for years, like
And
25.
unfortunately, the way they put it out there, it's a certain minority that's benefiting from all this, which is not true.
Right, right. Anyone who doesn't have a social security number, aka any undocumented immigrant, can't collect anything.
Right.
Okay?
And if they come to the country, they can't get anything for 5 years.
Right,
Like
right.
one of my MAGA relatives was saying, oh, I should just become an immigrant. That way I can get money. Excuse me? Why don't you just go to findhelp.org, put in your zip code, and find out what you qualify for government programs?
Yeah.
What, you're not going to do that, but you're going to sit there and bitch that other people are getting money from the government? You can get it.
Yeah. If you qualify.
Yeah, there are programs
And
out
can,
there.
and it's hard to qualify for some. I remember my husband and I, we had two kids at the time. We were in a really tough spot. He had just lost his job. My job was only part-time because I had little kids. And it was a tough time. And he actually went down to see if we qualified just so that
Mhm.
we can get enough groceries for the kids. And they said, as long as he was able-bodied, this was in the 90s in New England, and he was young and he could get a job, he didn't qualify. And we were making zero like money. Like I think I took home like $150 a week or something like that. So yeah, and we were trying to figure it out. Like, okay, well, what are you going to do before, until he can get a job? He did eventually get a job and we're okay, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't like you could just go down and say, oh, they're going to hand me food stamps or they're going to hand me
No,
this or that.
you have to go through hoops.
You have to go through hoops and you have to be like really in
That's the
a
key.
really bad place where you could, most of the time, you really did have to prove if you were able-bodied. So, because it was supposed to be for people like grandma who is 92 in the nursing home or the person who is mentally disabled, or it's supposed to be for people who really,
Do
they
need
can't.
qualify and they do need it. And the whole
Yeah,
thing they're saying, but the thing is, they're still cutting all these people off. But they're not going individually who these people are. They're just cutting
right.
them off.
Right. Or a lot of people have mental health issues too. And that was one of the
Yeah,
reasons
but
that
they're all in the government though. They're in the executive branch.
that's true. What am I saying? They're getting the great insurance. Oh,
This has been fun.
yes. It
Well,
was nice ranting with you. I really appreciate it.
yeah, I don't know if people are going to watch it and like it, but we're going to put it up anyway.
There you go.
So, but that was, people did submit questions, and what we did was went through them and saw what the similarity content was, what the topics were, and that's how we came up with the show idea. So,
Yes.
you know, so when's your next show?
My next show, I have no idea. When is my next show? I don't have any big collabs coming up until you come back on my show,
Okay,
hopefully
I'll do that.
soon. And well, hopefully we can set something up.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just say look for my 25 predictions for August. They'll be coming out the last week in July. And hopefully I can connect with Arthur again. So we
Oh,
can
it'll
do,
happen.
yeah,
It'll happen, I promise.
promise.
Yeah. Okay, pinky square. Pinky square.
Pinky swear. Oh, wait, I
I
can't do
don't
it.
know
I'm
what side it is
backwards.
either. People think we're nuts. No, because what happens is when we do these shows, I don't know when the show appears, I don't know who's going to be on whose side, on what side of the
I
screen.
don't do that. And I've always like, how do you go backwards? I'm like,
But it's all a learning curve. It is.
it
But I
is a
appreciate
learning curve.
everybody stopping by and just hearing us rant.
Yes.
If you want more deep dives, put in the comments, let us know. And also, yes, please subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. It helps the algorithms. But also go to Kerri's page and please like, subscribe, all that good stuff for her. Get her algorithms going. Be
Yeah,
good.
I would really appreciate that. Thank you for that.
I'll put in the details of the show too.
Awesome.
Like info. All
Yes.
right. So everyone, thank you. It's been fun.
It's been great.
But we're going
Thank
to get
you
through
again.
this. As
We
I always
will.
say, this may seem like it's, well, I always say this too shall pass. It may seem like a kidney stone, but it's going to pass.
It will pass. Yeah. We're in the final leg. And that is for sure what I've been getting
And if you
overall.
doubt it, look at the picture of Trump's feet.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with Grandpa? Yeah, right.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, Kerri.
Very welcome. Thanks for having me.
You got it, sweetheart.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.